Parliament passes Integrity Commission Bill. Government to take greater leadership of public institutions, and Jamaica launches its candidature to the International Maritime Organization. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Lorraine Mendez.
This is one example of how the good people of Jamaica can organize and mobilize.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness lauding communities in August Town, which recorded 0 murders for 2016. On Sunday, the Prime Minister walked through African Gardens, Goldsmith Villa and Hermitage in a peace march aimed at building on the peace initiative in the community. He called on all Jamaicans to take responsibility for the criminal activities happening in their communities.
We talk about the rule of law breaking down in our country. We don't only mean that there is an absence of the police in your community to enforce the law. But the rule of law breaks down when a mother sees her child being abused, being sexually exploited, and does nothing about it. That is when the rule of law breaks down. The bill which we are debating today is another critical step towards improving the anti-corruption ecosystem in Jamaica. Whatever the concerns are, I think, as I've said, we can't delay this bill any longer.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness contributing to last Tuesday's debate on the Integrity Commission Act 2016. The bill establishes a single anti-corruption commission which will be an agency of Parliament. The new entity will incorporate the functions and powers of the Commission for the Prevention of Corruption, the Integrity Commission, and the Office of the Contractor General. The new commission will have prosecutorial powers.
It doesn't have to be all talk and media and just trying to embarrass people into action. Now there is real power to take real action when there is real evidence of corruption.
Prime Minister Holness also addressed the island's recent fall to 83 out of 176 countries in Transparency International's Corruption Perception Index.
It's not a good look for Jamaica, and we will be doing everything in our powers to ensure that when the next report is released, we have an improved standing.
Institutions which receive budgetary support will come under greater leadership from government.
Not only is the government going to ensure that there is a concerted effort and unison in policy, that there is a direction, but the government must ensure that there is efficiency as well.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness says some institutions operate without clear direction, which results in fragmentation and great disparity in the execution and effect of their projects. He was speaking at last Thursday's launch of the Absorptive Capacity Program. An initiative of the Heart Trust NTA and Joint Committee for Tertiary Education, the program seeks to improve job prospects and opportunities for tertiary-level training. The 2,200 students currently enrolled in the program are receiving training in growth sectors such as business process outsourcing, tourism and hospitality, agriculture, transportation and logistics. And while at the Absorptive Capacity Program launch, Mr. Holness said he would be keeping an eye on the merger of the Heart Trust NTA, the National Youth Service, and the Jamaican Foundation for Lifelong Learning.
And I'm paying very close attention to it because we want to make that an example of how it can be done without grave dislocation, but with an increase in service to the public.
At another function last week, the Prime Minister said government would be expanding the island's maritime industry with the development of nautical tourism, particularly around the Port Antonio Marina.
Given our strategic geographic location, plans are underway to establish Jamaica as the fourth pillar of the global logistics chain.
Mr. Holness was delivering a video message at the launch of Jamaica's candidature to the International Maritime Organization (IMO) for the 2018-2019 biennium. He said Jamaica had much to contribute as a council member of the IMO. The courtesy room at the office of the Prime Minister received some traffic this past week. On Monday, Mr. Holness met with a delegation from the University of Technology headed by the new president, Professor Stephen Vassiani. Later that day, he was joined by Ministers Chang and Vaz in a meeting with a Power China representative. On Tuesday, Prime Minister Holness held development talks with representatives from the Urban Development Corporation and the National Works Agency. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next week for more news coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.